Hi, my name is Emily. I'm a faithful follower of Christ. I'm on day 142 of Only Beef and Butter. And there's this mommy vlogger that I listen to. I enjoy watching her videos. They're so cute. She just really enjoys her three little girls. But lately, I've started to not want to watch her videos because half of them are about her and the girls thoroughly enjoying, and good for them, go for it, thoroughly enjoying carbs, waffles, English muffins. Some of you probably know who I'm talking about. And I saw a video the other day that she put out, and this just got me thinking, where she said, or someone had left her a comment that said, why do you let your kids eat so much fast food? You're a nurse. You should know better. And she said, my goal is for them to have a healthy relationship with food so that I am not an almond mom. And I looked up almond mom, and that started years ago with a woman that was on one of those like Beverly Hills Wives, or, you know, those wife shows. I can't think of any, but like Houston Wives, LA Wives, I don't know. And there's a woman on there, and if you look up almond mom, you'll see a picture of a woman sitting there with a big bowl of almonds. And the whole idea behind an almond mom is a mom that has passed on disordered thinking and disordered eating and a disordered relationship with food, and she's passed all that, she's projected all that onto her kids, and so the kids are constantly being subjected to hearing things like a moment on the lips is forever on the hips, and like negativity and fear around food. I remember that as a kid. I'd eat a bunch of junk or gain a bunch of weight, and then I'd be told certain things that made me very fearful of gaining even more weight. But I certainly didn't have the tools or know what in the world to do about it. Chicken and broccoli. I don't know. We've all tried that 1,000 times. Or the plethora of diets out there, from Cabbage Soup to LA Weight Loss to Weight Watchers, which I joined 9 times. Anyways, this just got me thinking. A healthy relationship with food. And they say that typically an almond mom who's going to be saying all these things to their kid is simultaneously obsessed to the point of orthorexia, which is a very unhealthy obsession with eating perfectly and only the most perfect nutrition and this and that. So when I think of orthorexia, I think of just weighed and measured salads and the most perfect healthy. And I thought, what would someone like Dr. Anthony Chaffee say about this way of eating, carnivore, just beef and butter, if someone were to accuse them of being orthorexic, which I'm laughing because there is such a misconception about red meat. I have shared this diet with a family member that has MS and a family member that has severe autoimmune. And both of these people, especially the family member that was talking to me about all of his doctors with the autoimmune issues, particularly lupus. But what the doctors tell you is to limit the red meat. So I will probably not get accused of being orthorexic because that's all I eat is red meat. There's probably plenty of people that think that is the epitome of unhealthy, which is currently getting debunked because from 1950, when I'm going to link 4 shorts below. 1950, when Eisenhower, if I'm getting this right, somewhere around there, had a heart attack, and they put out fraudulent studies from Harvard saying that it was red meat causing the heart attacks and that sugar was fine. Okay, so fast forward 75 years later, and we are diseased like we've never been before. Not eating the bacon and eggs like our farmer ancestors ate every morning, and then meat in the evening. Anyways, here's my perspective on this. Go for it. Go for it, mommy vlogger. Teach your kids to enjoy those carbohydrates. This is so prevalent in our society. Sugar is everywhere. My husband and I are just now getting to be really proficient at beef and butter vacations, beef and butter trips to the movie theater, beef and butter birthday parties, beef and butter, you name it. And I have several of my kids right now. 4 of my 7 kids right now are on their own, challenging themselves to 60 days of no sugar, and 3 of them are doing no sugar, no flour. And I just sat at the dinner table with Houston and Daniel. They came in from football, and they said, "Oh, Mama, guess what? Today my friend gave out donuts, and I didn't eat one." I said, "Wow, that's amazing." And the other one said, "Oh, tomorrow's my friend's birthday. He's bringing cupcakes. I already told him I won't be eating one." I was like, "Oh my gosh, you guys." This is all on their own because they want to be faster and fitter for football and basketball. And sugar does not help with those goals. So I told them, well, fill your pockets with emergency beef sticks. And those little Slim Jims are perfect because they get to tear them open. And, it's like they have their own candy with a wrapper on it, but it's beef. Anyways, my kids typically can have 2 sugar flours a day. So they will ask, can we stop on the way home and get an icy? No, because you're going to spend the night at Nana's tonight and you're probably going to want to get something sweet over there, right? And they're like, well, yeah, that's true. So instead of losing count and having 10 or 15 sugar flours a day, they can have flour with a meal if it's part of the meal. But if they want to have crackers as a snack, that'll count as one of their sugar flours. If they want to have chips, that'll count as one of their sugar flours if it's outside of mealtime. Anyways, here's my point. This mommy vlogger, she is having her kids consume so many carbohydrates through the fast food line. They eat a lot of healthy stuff at home. I don't consider any carbs healthy anymore. I really don't. Anthony Chaffee, click those links below. I'm convinced. They're 4 60-second videos. Probably part of a documentary that Homestead How is going to be putting out soon. I bet it's going to be amazing. But anyways, all about the carnivore diet. Here's the thing. It's not a healthy relationship with food. It is a healthy relationship with non-food. It's a healthy relationship with drugs. Imagine a pile of sugar next to a pile of flour, next to a pile of heroin, next to a pile of cocaine, next to a pile of Tylenol, next to a pile of ibuprofen, next to a pile of Prozac, next to a pile of Advil. Those are drugs, all of them. They have a psychological effect on our brains. They're stimulants. So to say you're going to teach your kids to have a healthy relationship with food, food by definition is something that promotes growth and maintains life. Sugar and flour don't do that. They cause inflammation, depression, anxiety, acne. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. They taste good and they make you feel good for a short period of time. But they are dose-dependent drugs, hepatotoxins. The ship has sailed for me. So I don't have any hope, and I don't care to, of having a healthy relationship with those drugs. The dopamine has been downregulated. The neural pathways have been laid. I am absolutely, undoubtedly, unequivocally addicted. There's a lot of people that can have fun with them. I cannot. Just like there's a lot of people that can have fun with alcohol. But there's plenty of people that will tell you they cannot. That ship has sailed. So I tell my kids, if you want to ingest sugar and flour, you can. But keep in mind it's poison. So I'd recommend a small rather than a 44-ounce big gulp. I've been teaching my kids that soda is just carbonated water mixed with syrup. That's why when you get a fountain drink, you can see the two coming out of two separate tubes. They're mixing carbonated water with syrup. And they said, syrup? Just like we put on our pancakes? I said, exactly like what you put on your pancakes, except it's Dr. Pepper syrup and it's Sprite syrup. I said, if you were in the desert, dying of thirst, would you want flat, old syrup? Or would you want ice cold water? So I'm teaching them that actually it's the water that's the good stuff. But they can have it. But I tell them, don't do what I did. Don't use it. I used sugar and flour to keep this brain going and going and going and going. And I got 5 babies to sleep through the night. And I earned 2 college degrees. And I got a lot done. All the while becoming super addicted to sugar without realizing it. So anybody that wants to talk about having a healthy relationship with food, I would first encourage you to define food. I have a very healthy relationship with food. It's all I eat. I enjoy it, and it gives me all the energy that I need. But sugar and flour are not food. It's interesting. That woman is teaching her kids to have a healthy relationship with drugs. And it's probably a good idea because those particular drugs are not only socially accepted, but they are socially promoted. And our bodies were designed to filter and digest some poison. They can handle it. But it's so helpful to realize that that's what it is. Those are my thoughts on that. Good night. I love you. Bye.